G'day integrators. In my previous demo I've showed how to take a message from ACE and move that message to event streams. In this demo I'm gonna use an ACE consumer to read that message out of event streams and then move it to an MQ queue that is also running in the cloud. To make this demo happen, I'm going to use the toolkit, local installation on my Windows workstation, and I'm going to use a Cloud Pack for Integration installation on top of IBM ROCs. I've already created the event streams, the ACE, and the MQ environments in Cloud Pack for Integration. So without further ado, I'm going to just create the new artifacts that we need. One of the first things I need to create is an MQ policy. I'm going to create a new policy.
I'm going to create a policy project. MQ policy project. So free, finish. MQ policy free, finish.
The type of this policy is going to be an MQ endpoint. It supplies most of the information I need. I do need a queue manager name. Now let me switch. If I look inside my Cloud Pack environment, I do have an MQ environment, and I'm actually going to use this one. So I'm going to just open this link to my MQ console, click on Manage, Local Queue Managers, and you'll see I've got a queue manager with the name of QM1. Go back here, so my queue manager is going to be QM1. The host name, the easiest for me to find the host name is actually to go into my OpenShift containers. I'm going to search here for MQ. There's my container that my pod I'm actually using for this MQ, and this will be my host name sitting here. And I'm going to use the default 1414, my channel name. If I go back to my MQ console, if I manage my queue managers, communication, app channels, the one I will use is this one, system.dev.svr.con. That will be my channel name. I'm not going to use security, so to disable security inside that queue manager, to do that, I'm going to my MQ. So I've got this this guy here. I'm going to open its terminal, do a run mqsc, and I'm going to paste those three commands in there. That will remove security for me from the queue manager. And this is all I need. As always, I need to create a zip file from this policy if I want to include it in Cloud Pack for Integration. So I go right click, go to the properties, click on the position where it is, go back one level. There's my MQ policy project. So I right click on it and say 7-zip add to MQ policy project 3. There's the zip file. I can now close this, cancel this out. Next thing I need to do is I want to create a message flow. So I'm going to create a new application. Let's call it Kafka Consumer 3. Finish that. New message flow inside the application called Kafka Consumer. Finish that. I'm going to look for my Kafka nodes. There's a Kafka Consumer node. I'm not going to look for my IBM MQ nodes, and I'm actually going to just use the MQ output node. Very simple flow. I need to connect the out terminal here to the in terminal on MQ. For MQ output, if I look at the queue name, okay, I need to go and create a queue name. Go back to my MQ console. There's my queues. Let's create a new queue. I'm going to call a local queue. Queue name Q2. That's all I need. Create. See, I've got a Q2 now there. Toolkit. So my queue name will be Q2. My connection will be an MQ client connection that I want to use, and my destination queue manager is going to be that Q1 I've got there. Otherwise, I can use my policy to connect. Browse. I've just created this policy 3 there. I can say OK, and that's what I need for my MQ node. Then on my Kafka consumer, I'm going to use the same environment as what I've used for the Kafka producer demo, which means that my policy is still sitting here. I can just use the same policy, ES demo policy. Okay, I look at my basic information. The topic I'm going to use is topic 3. My bootstrap server, because I'm using a policy, I'm just going to add dummy. My consumer group, I can really, I've added that policy open for all consumer groups, so I can just type in, say, test1. And my client ID, as before, will be my Scram ID. Let me just bring this information back. This is from the previous demo as well. So the information in here is still the same. Scram credentials, copy, put it in there, and that will be my message flow. What I do need is I need to create a bar file from this message flow. Right click, new broker archive file. I'm going to call it Kafka consumer. Finish that. I only need this flow down here, Kafka consumer flow, and then build and save. Okay, and you'll see I'll have a bar file. Okay, so what this flow is going to do, it's going to consume the message out of event streams and put it in the MQ Q2. What I do need is from my ACE dashboard, is I need to add that MQ policy as a configuration. So create a new configuration for me. It's going to be a policy project. I only have to include that file. There's that MQ policy project 3.zip file. Open it. And the rest of the information should be the same. I'm going to add that new bar file in here, so import my bar file, drag and drop it, bar file, so this will be my Kafka consumer bar file that I've just created. Open that, import it. Then to my dashboard to create another integration server. So create a server for me, quick start. Next, the bar file I want to use is going to be the Kafka consumer. The configurations, there's the one I've just added, but I know I need this ES policy project, the security to my event streams. I also need my setDB params with the configuration details in, and my certificate for my event streams. Next, I'm going to call this Kafka consumer. As before, I will go to my details, give it slightly bigger processor to run on, one and a bit more memory, and I'm going to create. I'm going to have a look at my OpenShift world inside my pods. And you can see it is just busy bringing this one up. And there is my Kafka consumer running. Going back to this environment, remember this screen doesn't refresh. I need to hit refresh. Now for this demo to work, you can remember there was only a Kafka consumer in here, so I need the Kafka producer from the previous demo to actually put a message in that environment. Just to make sure, if I go back to my MQ console, I do a refresh here to check if there's any messages in the queues. You'll see the Q2 has got 0 out of 5,000 messages. Then I go to my Kafka producer, click on the API. I've got that post down here, click on it, there's the try it, I generate a message, I send, see I get a 200 back, let's just send another message, I type in Francois, send it. I can have a look at my event streams. If I go to my topics, and I'm sending to topic 3. Look at the messages. So you see there's the last 2 messages I've sent in there. Look at that one. Yes, there's my name. And then lastly, we'll have a look at the MQ console. Let's refresh the queues. And you'll see now in the MQ, there's 2 messages. And that is how you send a message. Consumer message, event streams, MQ, and that connect involved. Thank you.